What's going on, guys? We're back at the shop today. We're gonna be working on Suki. We got some major upgrades to do today. First of all, we have a brand new clutch master cylinder and clutch line. So we're gonna be installing that today. Also, we got a kind of an experiment today with speedometer cable. If you guys didn't know, I have never had a working speedometer. As soon as I swapped engines with the sr20, it has a speed sensor. So it's electronic versus manual cable that runs to the dash. So today we're gonna see if I can get my sr20 transmission to work with my stock speedometer. So also, this green truck that I did like a little mini series on is now for sale. So if any of you are interested, please let me know. Got to clear up some space, and also as soon as we get rid of this green truck here, we can start doing a mini series on this, because I want to get this thing back on the road and driving. Yeah, I'm just pretty much tired of seeing this thing sit out here. As you can see, all the weeds are just growing around it. Yeah, but anyway, let's get to the main course today. Kind of the main reason we're doing some clutch stuff today. So I took this up the Beartooth Pass last weekend, and my clutch slave cylinder kind of blew its guts out. So don't have a clutch right now. The clutch pedal just goes to the floor. Personally, what I would like to do is do a Nismo clutch slave cylinder. It's got a bigger piston and can push more pressure if you have like upgraded clutches or whatever, but that's 250 bucks and I don't really want to buy that right now. So I have a cheap clutch slave cylinder. This is the cheap Duralast one from AutoZone. This one will work fine for now. This is now going to be the second clutch slave cylinder that I've installed in this truck from them kind of blowing up, and I just think it's probably because of the upgraded clutch that's in it. It's too much pressure, so it doesn't really handle it very well. But for now, the last one seemed to last a whole year, so kind of hoping that this other cheap one will last a decent amount as well. So I'm gonna get this thing on the lift, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so Suki's in there. First thing we're gonna do is drain the transmission fluid. Here's a speed sensor, by the way. It's right on the passenger side by the tail of the transmission. So we'll take the speed sensor off, but if I don't drain the transmission fluid, then it's gonna leak all over. Take that off. I already got new transmission fluid. There's the leaky slave cylinder as well. You can see it still has some drips on it, but 2 spiders. And guys, it's so hot out right now that my camera is like really heating up. Like I've never felt it get this hot. So let's start draining. All right, transmission plug is back on. Now I'm gonna just wipe it off real quick. All right, so I'm having some trouble getting the speed sensor out. The 10 millimeters really stuck in there, so I couldn't just fit a regular box end wrench on it, because it's, if you can see, the bolt is so close to the sensor that you can't fit it right through there. So what I did is I just took a cheap 10 mil wrench and took the grinder, and I just shaved the outsides to make it thinner. That wrench is now on, and I broke it free. Hopefully I can just take the screwdriver and unscrew it the rest of the way. And I can. Okay, there's the 10 mil. This is what would usually, like this transmission came out of a 180. This would just plug into your dash harness and read your speed. I'll show you guys in a minute what the mechanical one looks like and where I got it. Okay, what I was saying, anyway, my GoPro just died, so I just changed batteries. But what I was saying is they make different colored ones for different, I think, different rear diff ratios. Pretty sure. But it doesn't matter. I guess we're just gonna have to find out what works. I'm just gonna go with this red one because it's in here and we're gonna see what it does. But there, like I was saying, is there's like different colored gears. I think there's a green one, a purple one, and an orange one, I think, as well, besides the red one and the white one. This is the red one that was in there, so we're just gonna try and use that. But it all depends on what rear diff you have and also wheel and tire size. So I'm running 15s with a 45 tire on them, so it's pretty small. I am already assuming that if this does work, that my speedometer is probably going to be a little bit off, but I really don't care. I just want to see if this works. If it's like 10 miles per hour off or something, I could care less, but it would just be cool to see this working. Okay, so I'm having a few problems with that pinion gear. The one I pulled out of the J13, the shaft on it's too long, and so it won't fit in all the way there. The O-ring doesn't even meet on the inside. So my dad had his K8 transmission laying on the floor in there. So I pulled the pinion gear, the speed sensor thing out of that one too. And that one is also too long. So I think I know which one I need. I called my friend Isaac, and he has a spare 720 transmission. It's an 86 5-speed, and I am praying that that's the one that works. So I'm on my way over to his house. We're gonna pull that out and see what it looks like, and I'm just praying that that's the one that works, guys. If it's not, I know the exact one that I need to order, but I just don't want to have to stop the video until that gets here, because I'd like to get all this done in one video. But I guess we'll see. Alright guys, so I just made it back to the shop. Mechanical pinion gear in his transmission it was not the right one, which I'm a little confused about, because everything I was reading online, the one that I'm looking for is supposed to come in that transmission. So I don't know, but this is the one that we need. You can even see the part number on it. If you look, this is the sr20 speed sensor, and this is the one, the mechanical pinion gear that I need. It's the same thing, just without the speed sensor on the end. So I just ordered that. It was like 40 bucks. I guess I'll continue the video when that shows up, but for now, since I have other stuff that I need to do to this, we're gonna be doing that clutch sleeve that I was telling you guys about. First, I'm gonna be taking off the clutch sleeve cylinder. Next, since I'm gonna be replacing the whole entire line as well, which I'll show you guys in a minute, I'm gonna unscrew the hard line from this old rubber line. Here's the old clutch sleeve and the rubber line. Should not need this ever again. Now I can lower the truck down and I'll show you guys what we're gonna do. Okay, so I just took my hood off of my truck, and I can't remember if I told you earlier, but I'm gonna be replacing the clutch master cylinder clutch line, completely upgrading them. Got the cheap clutch sleeve until I upgrade to the Nismo one. I have this braided GK Tech clutch line, so we're gonna be getting rid of the hard line completely. Should be the hard line that I made back here will be completely gone. I'll get rid of that, and sometime in the future I plan to do something similar with the brake lines too, so you'll never see them. And believe it or not, this master cylinder right here is the original one, and it's never really had any issues until kind of recently as well. It started leaking out the back a little bit. We've taken that off, and we're replacing it with this brand new Wilwood clutch master cylinder, which should match my brake master cylinder pretty well, because that is also Wilwood. I mean, it's silver on the bottom, but it's also Wilwood. It'll look real good sitting next to it. Alright, first I'm starting by taking this 10mm fitting off. I'm gonna throw a towel underneath just so it doesn't drip on my paint worse than it already has, because this .3 eats through paint like no other. Now I should be able to take this line out and throw it away. I actually made this line a while back. If I can get it out. Okay. Here it is. So that's out of the picture. It honestly doesn't look much different just because of all my brake lines anyway, but it's better than nothing. And I've been wanting to do this upgrade for a while. Now to get the actual master cylinder out, which is a 13, both top and bottom. Okay. Now I can go inside of the interior and disengage it from the pedal. Okay. Oh man. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought. I didn't have any pin on it. Maybe that's why it was so loose all the time. Okay, here it is. I cannot believe that this thing held up as long as it did. All original. This is from the factory. To the pile. We can go ahead and slide it on. All right, everyone, we're back. It's been quite a few days. I just had a few parts come in the mail yesterday, so we're gonna be finishing off this project today. I stopped the video. You guys had just seen me get the master cylinder in. I got this GK Tech clutch line here with a banjo fitting on this end, and then just the regular fitting on this end. So the GK Tech came with a banjo bolt right here, but it was the wrong thread size. I don't think that this was meant to go with this master cylinder, but it doesn't matter. I ordered the right thread size, so this will go in here, and right on the top of this master cylinder will be the banjo, and it's gonna go right here and wrap around behind the motor, down, and then the slave cylinder will screw right into that. And then after that, we can finish what you guys probably mainly came here for. As you guys can see, the banjo fitting is completely in, and now I can start routing this how I want it. Truck's in the air. Now we can put the clutch slave cylinder back in right here. So I just got the clutch slave cylinder in. I'm gonna bleed it off camera. So I showed you guys already the cable that you'll be needing. This is the part number right here. O'Reilly's actually had this in stock. So there's that. And now for the main thing, here's all of the different pinion gears that I tried. We have this one, which is out of the KA transmission for the Nissan hardbody. The one I went to try and see if my friend had actually ended up being this one here. And then this was the one out of my J13, which I thought would have worked in the first place, but I was wrong. And then here's the speed sensor out of my sr20 transmission. Reason being that the other ones won't fit is if you line up the O-ring, it's a lot longer on these two than this one. So what I did was I got this part number here, which comes out of a 200SX or supposedly a 720, and is the exact same thing as the SR speed sensor. It's just for manual cable. It's even got the red gear on it. Here's a little slot here for mounting, which hopefully this works. This came off my J13 transmission for this one. So if you guys are doing this and you don't have one of these, it's probably pretty easy to make. You could probably even just use a washer. But yeah, should be able to slide this in. This is brand new. You can still find these all over. I got mine on eBay. It was like 40 bucks or something like that. But yeah, let's get this thing pushed into place. and then we will fill up the transmission with transmission fluid, and we'll install that cable. So if you look right under here, here was the original spot for the speed sensor. Hopefully this will slide right in there, and I'll be lining up that slot right there with where that mounts. Might have to put oil on it, grease it up a little bit, and that just popped right in. It's kind of hard to see. I will shine a light, but if you look up there, fits perfectly. Now I can take this little mounting piece and this 10mm and put it right here where it's supposed to go. Pinion gear in there. I'm super excited. It's getting so close. I sure hope this whole process works. I don't see why it wouldn't, but that is in there, guys. Now all I have to do is screw the big end into this, route it around. I'm gonna go over the top of my transmission and then come up by my downpipe, and then there's already a hole for the old cable that used to be there, and then that smaller side is what screws into the back of the stock speedometer. As you can see, we have two different sizes. This one here goes onto the new pinion gear, and this goes onto the back right through the dash. So get that installed, guys, and then I think we're pretty much ready to give it a shot. So here's the small side right by my brake master cylinder downpipe, just like I said earlier. It slides right through. I have no idea how I'm gonna get this over that, so I might have to cut it or get a different kind. But that's where that goes, so figure that out. Yeah, now I should be able to go inside. It's dangling right here. It'll go right up, and then pretty much in the center of this should be the slot for it, and you just hand thread it on there. So I'll get that threaded on. Guys, we're down to the final stretch of this project. So we got it screwed into the back of the dash, draped down, kind of the same direction as where my new clutch line went. Here's the big part. I'm gonna put it over the top, and should be a notch for this to go in. Now we can do the fluid, and then we'll be good to take it out on the road and see if this shit works. All right, so once again, it's the next day. Let me give you a quick rundown of what happened last night. Got my new clutch line in and everything. Went to go bleed it, and there was like a little pinhole in my brand new line. So called up, I sent an email, and hopefully they're sending me a new one. That's just bad luck. So I ended up throwing in the hard line, the one that I made back in, and bled it, and it's working so far. I still do want to do that GK Tech line, but it is what it is. So just let Suki warm up, and we're about to go out and see if this works, see if the speedometer works. So yeah, let's do this. All right, guys, here we go. Real quick. Guys, it's been a while since I've driven this. It's been honestly, it's coming up on a month. All right, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. Holy shit, it's already working. Oh, it's just as bouncy as I remembered. This speedometer, when I used to have the J13 in, it would just bounce. I have no idea why. those old ones are like that, but so far it's working. All right, we gotta wait for these cars real quick. Holy shit. Oh my god, it does not get old. That's so cool to see that working. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. It's almost like it has the speedometer, it's almost like the needle has a lag because it just bounces so much. But I mean, right now it says we're sitting at about 33, I think. Here, okay, so my phone is saying 31. Okay, so it's about 5 miles per hour off, I think, is my guess. I'll do it again real quick. I'll look again. Okay, so my gauge says we're sitting at 35. Yeah, 35, and then my phone says 32. It's really damn close, guys. It could also be wheel and tire size too, making a difference, but yeah. Get this back to the shop. Well, I would say that that was a success, wouldn't you guys? Yeah, I guess there's not really much left for me to do or say in this video. But yeah, as you guys can see, with that hard line, I just trimmed it down, made a new inverted flare fitting with the right flare nut on there, the right thread size. So got that hard line in, Hopefully Injuku will be sending me a new GK Tech clutch line, then we'll be good to install that. That was a pretty cool experiment, I would say, getting this speedometer working with this SR transmission. So it was pretty simple. You guys could probably do it yourself. I would say it wasn't very expensive. The part that I needed, that well, first the cable was like, I actually don't remember how much the cable was. Pretty cheap, like 20 something bucks, I think. And then that new gear, pinion gear for the transmission, that was like 40 bucks. So yeah, pretty cheap. If you guys have SRs and want to have the stock gauge working just for the nostalgia, it's pretty easy. I didn't really know that you were able to do this. I was reading some stuff online, trying to make sense of all of it. So thought I would try it myself, make a video of it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching. See you in the next video. Peace.